Almoney. Today I'm going to teach you how to sew with a threaded sewing machine. Now, you can do this without jamming up the machine, I promise, if you follow the directions and you take your time. Remember, no speeding tickets here. Okay, so take your time, think through what you're doing, you'll do great. I have faith in you. I will also show you how to thread the sewing machine, at least the kind that we have at school. If you have one at home, look at your owner's manual and you should see directions how to do it. And it'll probably be pretty similar to how we do them at school. Let's have fun. Here's how I thread the school's model of sewing machine. You start by putting your spool of thread on the spool pin. This particular model has 2 of them. I'm going to put it on there. I take my thread, which I have going in counterclockwise direction. I put it through this little hook here. My thread's going to go around, and then there's this little hook here. You go around that and down. Now it's going to go around. Okay, going to go up to the left of the take-up lever. Your take-up lever needs to be in the up position when you do this. You're going to pull the thread through the take-up lever, pull it back down. There's this little hook here. You go through it. There's a little hook here. Go through it. On the left side, there's a little hook on the left. Go through it. Not this little one on the right, by the way. Okay. And lastly, you go through the eye of the needle. So that can be the biggest pain of all. Some machines have a self-threading needle. You might want to trim the end of your thread if it's a little frayed. Okay, and you're going to go from the front to the back, threading it. This one does have a needle threader, but I'm not going to show you how to use it. Okay, then it just goes through the presser foot to the back. Okay, there we go. So that's the first thread. Now we also need to put the bobbin in. Okay, this comes out. Open it up. We pull the bobbin case out. Now this part can get a little tricky. Okay, you want to make sure the thread goes in the correct direction. Okay, so you're going to put the thread so that it's going clockwise. Okay, in. Okay, so put in there, and then there's this little slit. Okay, right here. Okay, I don't know if you can see that real well, but there's a little slit. You pull it through, and it will come into this little opening. Okay, so leave that little extra out, little knob here. Okay, put that in, and there will be a little hole, which I can't really show you too well, but it clicks into it. Now, to get it finished, hold on to the thread that's coming from up above from the spool. Just hold on to that. Turn the hand wheel while you hold on to the thread, and just have the needle go up and down one time, and that's going to pull your bobbin thread up through. Then you can simply pull it. See, and it kind of grabs the bobbin thread and you pull it out. So now you have your tail of 2 threads coming out the back. All set. The next thing I'm going to do, hi Shadow. Shadow's rubbing my legs here. Okay, that's my black cat. He might make an appearance here. Okay, so I'm gonna actually make a little wallet here. Okay, this is a project that I did in the past with my 6th grade. And this is something you could do very easily. I have a piece of felt. I'm going to fold it about halfway up, make sure my edges are even. Okay, and what I'm going to do is stick a pin in each side to hold it in place. And you start on the top layer, go through both layers, and come back to the top. Okay, so it should look like this. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so it's going to hold it in place. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Okay. Now, the next thing you want to do is actually sew it. Okay, but we'll get to that in a moment. There he is. There's my helper. Yeah, this is my sewing room, but it's also kind of the cat room. Right, Shadow? Right? Okay, I'm going to start sewing this together by placing my fabric under the presser foot, You're going to line the side of your presser foot up with the side of the fabric and put it down. And it's best to start where your needle, okay, or this little opening right here, is going to be pretty much at the very top of the fabric of this piece, okay, if you're doing the wallet project. Okay, now, when I start, I need to make sure that I do something called a back stitch. And what that is it's going forward and back over the same spot. Okay, this is where the reverse button really comes in handy. Now, if you forget to do this, the problem is your thread's going to just pull out and whatever you sewed is going to come apart. So I'm going to use the hand wheel and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches forward. I'm going to hold in the reverse button here with my left hand and turn the hand wheel with my right hand to do the next part. Hold it in and turn towards you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches in reverse. Okay, that's what a back stitch is. Forward and back over the same spot, or the opposite of that. And look who has made an appearance. Ruby has finally come into a sewing video. What's up, Ruby? She's like, oh, there's no food here. Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, so let's continue then. Okay, so now I'm going to use the foot pedal. Okay, don't take your time though. And you can't run over the pin. Okay, stop before you get to the pin and pull it out. Now I can use the foot pedal. So I'm going to begin. I'm going to stop before I get to the pin. I'm going to put the pin on my pin cushion, which I have a magnetic one there. Okay, and I'm going to let the machine do the work as I go. Go at a pace you can control. Watch where your side of your fabric is. Okay. Keep your fingers back. Don't be my next horror story. Now, it's time to do a pivot. So, I'm going to use the hand wheel and get to the spot I want to do my pivot. Put your needle down in the fabric. Remember, that is key. That is very, very important. Pick your presser foot up. Turn your fabric. Remember that your needle has to be down so that it can spin on that needle. Put your presser foot back down and then go. And you can see my stitching so far, nice and straight. You know why? Because I took my time and I kept the side of my presser foot lined up with the side of my fabric. All right, let's go. If you go a little too fast, then you can ease up on the foot pedal. Okay, no flooring it, okay? Because then you'd probably go crooked. Whenever you need to make some kind of turn, it doesn't have to be a 90-degree angle, but any kind of turn, you make sure you put your needle down using the hand wheel, pick your presser foot up, turn whichever way you need to go, put your presser foot back down. Notice I didn't flick it down, make sure we're doing it quietly, and then you go. I'm gonna stop, slide my pin out. This is why we pinned it that way, so that you can slide it out really easy. Okay, and then it's a good idea to use the hand wheel towards the end, like if you're afraid you're gonna run off the edge. Okay, so now, because I'm done, I'm ending my sewing, I am going to do another back stitch. But when you end, you just do it the opposite way. So remember, back at the beginning, we did 5 stitches forward, 5 in reverse. Now I'm going to do 5 in reverse, 5 forward. And again, when you do a back stitch, use the hand wheel. Don't use the foot pedal when you're going in reverse, because you usually only have to do a couple stitches. Okay, so I'm holding that reverse button, turning the hand wheel towards me, of course, and going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches in reverse. Let go, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 forward. Now, very important, keep turning your hand wheel until you see the take-up lever at the top. That means your needle's up the whole way and your fabric will be released very easily. So, pick up your presser foot, pull your fabric out to the left, just grab it and pull it out. You take your shears and you're going to cut out near your fabric. Okay, so I'm going to cut by my fabric here, okay? I'm not going to cut up by the needle because then my fabric's going to, or my needle's going to get unthreaded very easily. So cut here, okay? And now you have a tail of 2 threads to still put back out through the machine. It's set up for the next use. And that saves me a lot of bother from having to rethread your machines for you. And then of course you can trim up any extra threads. But that's basically how you sew very simply with a threaded machine, okay? Take your time, let the machine do most of the work, but you steer it, okay? Have fun, do a great job. Excuse you, Oscar. What are you doing? That is not a good idea, buddy. Get down. Uh-oh, someone's too curious.